Yes, welcome back to 60 Minutes Live. I hope you enjoyed the views of the newspaper reviewer. The man happened to be the Southeast Zonal National Secretary of NUJ, that is Ezadiku. So, but now, as I said, I'm here to know why the 17 OUS that is said to be domiciled in Imo State is now ceded to Cross River State. So I have here with me a public enlightenment officer that is a senior special advisor to the governor, assistant to the governor of Imo State. I'm talking about Stanford Arinze Nwokedi. You're welcome to 60 Minutes Live.
It's my pleasure.
Our 17 OUS. That there are celebrations going on in River State. Why are we? What happened?
By your intro, you made me to laugh. You know why I laughed was that I should rather say purportedly lost 17 oil wells belonging to Imo State. Why I say so is because the whole picture about the verdict of the Supreme Court still remains very, very sketchy. Because as we speak now, even in the court that day, the ruling of the court was, the verdict was simple. They said the appeal of River State succeeded in part. And that implies that there are certain claims by River State that were upheld, and that there are certain claims that were rejected. So, and also implies as well that there are certain claims of Imo State that were also upheld, and certain that we are waiting. We should wait. We should not just be impulsive about it, allowing people who don't have decorum to go begin to dance, begin to celebrate, even when you don't have the letters of the judgment.
When you are saying all this, but the Imo State was represented by the Attorney General of the state. And he could not. He said, how come the Supreme Court said that the River State, some of their plea have been granted? Why they not specific? When for instance, this man will be condemned to death, or this man you have been discharged and acquitted. We are not lawyers.
Let me tell you, it is very necessary that you understand the background of this whole litigation. Mm-hmm. We are talking about the domicility of these oil wells. Where are these oil wells? Mm-hmm. The issue here is, do this oil well belong to the state by the location, geographical location of these oil wells? The answer to me is yes. We all know that Oguta local government and Ahajebema, they are all in Imo State. So it is per se, I will say that there was a little abuse of court process, because this process was already coming from the High Court, Federal High Court, which ruled that they don't have the jurisdiction to talk about issues of boundary, because there's a statutory body whose responsibility it is to do what? To delineate boundaries between states. That is the National Boundary Commission. And as we are talking, between the two states that are contending for these oil wells, it is agreed. It's a consensus that has not been done. The boundary demarcation has not been done. I am wondering. I wait to see what equipped the Supreme Court to give oil wells that are in Imo State, not even in the boundary, to River State. So we have to wait. We cannot just be like Wike, who has started dancing even when the drums are not supposed to be.
But again, let me take you up. People in Imo State, or even in Nigeria, thought that with our governor, who has been winning a landslide victory in the Supreme Court, could have had no problem to have won this 17 oil wells for Imo State. So
to tell you the truth, right now we have not lost, we have not won. The River State has not lost, they have not won. We need to wait. Be patient enough to wait to see the letters of the judgment. But if the judgment comes out tomorrow and it is said that the oil wells are now in Imo State, okay, assuming but not conceding, mm-hmm. that River State won. Mm-hmm. Do you see Governor Wike, to be charitable, benevolent enough to to invite Imo State after winning the said oil wells to a round table for negotiation? There is no way you can come and claim to be the owner of my wife, who I married, and my children, and you want me to now come to round table and then share my household with you. So it is, if you are foisting a very impossible judgment, assuming it has been given, because what this man is doing is actually portraying the Supreme Court to be partial in this case, because it appears that he has been given the details while the Imo State has not been given. So we need to wait.
Are you saying that that the court did not sit and make pronouncement? And why is the Attorney General of the state? Because he is the one that he is the leader of the team. Was it not that the
this
court?
Man has made a press release telling us the situation right now, that the verdict remains yet unclear because the certified true copies of the judgment has not been made available to the parties. If it has not been made available to Imo State, it presupposes that it has not also been made available to Rivers State, because if it is made to them and not made to Imo State, that means brings about issue of partiality.
Oh, well, that one's left for the Supreme Court and Co. Because I remember when the last governor of Imo State, Emeka Ihedon, had the same issue. People were permutated that the Supreme Court did this, he did not say this, he was supposed to say this, he was not supposed
to say this.
Until when the Supreme Court says our pronouncement is final, so that's left for lawyers.
Let me just clear you here.
Okay.
It's important we understand that what is in contention goes beyond, owning the oil well.
Then okay.
Let me clear that. It goes beyond owning the oil well. If you are saying that oil wells that are inside Ohaji Egbema and Oguta now belong to Rivers State, you are by that implying that the geography of the state has changed. That Oguta local government now is in Rivers State. And that is what I know the Supreme Court cannot say, because they know that there is a constitutional body whose responsibility it is to delineate boundary, and that process of delineating the boundary is still ongoing.
But the Boundary Commission has come out to say that the people should not drag them into it, that they are not.
Who has dragged them? Who has dragged that Boundary Commission? Is it not your wicked? You should know by now the character of that man. He is not somebody who is given to decorum. And this state is, my governor. My governor is not known for being flippant over issues. He follows due process. He doesn't waste his saliva. The issue is that the eyes of the governor, the eyes of Imo State, our eyes are still on the ball. We are waiting to see a pronouncement that will now deny what is in Imo State to Rivers State. So you must understand that the history behind this whole thing is that they took this matter to court, and the court ruled that they cannot make any verdict on these issues of boundary, except the Boundary Commission does that. And Imo State and Rivers State have taken their own submissions to the Boundary Commission, and the process was ongoing before Rivers State now opted to go to the Supreme Court. And let me tell you the truth: the Supreme Court cannot usurp the constitutional duty of the National Boundary Commission. At the end of the day, like I said, it's not Uhuru. What will determine, eventual determination of this matter will be the result of the delineation of the boundary.
Okay, but is that in progress?
It is in progress. 95% completed. We are going to see this whole dance. We'll see those people, like you said before. The celebration will come after celebration.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I enjoy your outburst. I enjoy your dexterity.
I'm being real.
Over everything, because I remembered when this case was taken to the Supreme Court, and possibly the Attorney General was kind of sanctioned by the man, the legal, the MBA man who is the head team of.
It's one of those things that they have done. They have tried to do, because of the fact that you cannot claim what is not yours. And you know very, very well that Governor Wike is not somebody who will win and then begin to call you to a round table for negotiation.
Okay. So much so about that, and I'm happy, and at least the people of Imo State have had it. But we would expect that let the
Boundary Commission
and the judgment paper come out.
Yes.
Let the Attorney General, please, if you wouldn't mind, to bring him here to articulate, because it's an issue of law. I'm a layman. I'm just a mere journalist who have an idea about every other thing. That's why, if not, it's supposed to be a legal issue.
To tell you the truth, once this certified true copy is made available, it's going to be a public document.
Okay.
And of course, everybody can access it. And by that time, you now begin to see whether there is a need for you to check somebody's head. Because there's no way somebody should be dancing, celebrating a judgment that he doesn't have the letters of the judgment. He doesn't have it, and he's already dancing to the gallery. People are applauding for him. Of course, he can throw about money any way he likes, but there are issues you cannot rub.
Again, even formally before this judgment, the oil wells used to be shared, the revenues to share 50-50. Now that this pronouncement is made, the Revenue and Mobilization Fiscal Commission.
What do you think is the reason why he's calling Imo State to a round table? He's going to call us, yes, we have won, but this oil is in your place. Can you take 50? Nobody will do that. Can you take 10%? Can you take 80%? We want the oil wells revenue to be accruable to us because these oil wells are domiciled in Imo State.
Okay, last week the governor was given an award by the Sun newspaper. There were too many talks about it in the positive and the negative. So you were there. What award do you have for the award winner and the critics?
Well, let me tell you, the exploits of the governor in Imo State, I don't think anybody needs any soothsayer to tell him what this man has done over 2 years. Within 2 short years, he has been able to transform this state in terms of infrastructural development. He has been able to put Imo State back. You know, we have a state now. We were not having a state before. Okay. He came in and he's been able to, through his 3R mantra of reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery, he has been able to recover this state, reconstruct this state, and we are talking about zoom roads going to Olu, zoom roads going to Okigwe. We are talking about multiplicity of roads, about 100 of them now that he has done, and he's not doing it and going to the public for them to get their validation. He's doing it because he's committed to service delivery, and will continue to do that by the grace of God.
Okay, that's a good one. That's what Igbo people are looking for. We're looking for good governance and the dividend of democracy to the people. So Stanford Arinze Nwokedi, SSA to the governor on the public enlightenment. Thank you for.
It's my pleasure always to be with you. Thank you.
Thank God politics is coming. You people should come and make 60 minutes identity your stakeholder.
Of course, you are already by this your demand. By this your request, you are already a stakeholder.
Okay, so let's take him by the award. By next week, we'll be able to see what next they will do. I will bring them here because definitely after the rains yesterday, I drove around Owerri.
Yes.
The floods are no longer there as usual. That's kudos. Because when you do the good one, I will say, when you do the bad one, we will say it here. We are not against anybody. What we want is good governance. So the next guest will be coming in. Dr. Jude Ohanele will be telling us about the intrigues in politics, the presidential issues, the last minute amendment of the Electoral Act, where the National Assembly didn't know that they could have been disfranchised from voting as delegates in their party primaries. That will be very late after this time out.